Alrighty, welcome back to WildStar. So now I'm playing on one of my Dominion characters. This is Delaney. She is a stalker. Um, Stalkers are tanks and or DPS. They wear light or medium armor, and they are ridiculously fun to play. They have things like stealth, which is awesome. They can sneak up on things and one-shot them. They can also enter stealth in combat for a short amount of time and get themselves back behind them so that they can backstab people. A lot of their attacks do a lot more damage if they are behind somebody. As you can see, most of their attacks are short cones. Some of them, this is not an attack, it is actually a buff that you get, or a debuff that you put on the enemies that are within it that make them take more damage from you. This lovely little ability is called False Retreat. Let me demonstrate it to you. So I bounce back, and then I go back to where I was, and it knocks people down. It's pretty cool. So as you can see, I can run while I'm in stealth. My little run bar there counts down. And once it's out, that means I can't run anymore. So I'm going to sneak up behind this guy, and I am going to kill him. So, like I said, this character is a Dominion character. They are, I think, the Empire and Empire Strikes Back. They're very, they're the government. They're very controlling. They're very greedy. They're not necessarily evil per se, but they do definitely have their own philosophy that does not necessarily include the freedom of others. So. Again, just like the, well, damn, sorry. Chill out, dude. So, that was a Chua. This little thing is a Chua. They're actually a playable race. So, if you want to play a small hamster, feel free. But I really haven't messed around too terribly much with Delaney here. I was kind of focusing on Crone and kind of seeing some of the Exile stuff, since I do plan on playing in Exile. Although I probably will play Dominion just because the storylines for each class are different on each side. So it's kind of like, if you think about Star Wars, kind of like that. You get your own kind of class little storyline as well. Oh, hello. Someone just airdropped a giant beastie. I'm gonna go attack him. Alrighty. So, anywho, yeah, but the storylines are, different for each class on each side. And I just kind of want to experience all of it. So anyway, this is Delaney, like I said, a little stalker. The same kind of thing. You got telegraphs, and you don't hit somebody if you're not in. You can't hit somebody if they're not in your telegraph. Now see, even if I target these guys, I still can't hit them. However, if I go into stealth, alright, I'm gonna quick flip over to Matty Pants and kind of show you the Esper gameplay, and then I'll talk about some of the other stuff that WildStar has. As in most MMOs, there's a countdown timer before you can safely log out, yada d, yada da, blah blah blah. And this is Matty Pants. She is an Auran, basically cat people. But they have a neat little storyline that goes with them as a race, and they're generally kind of fun to play. She is an Esper. She is a long-range DPS and a healer. Espers are more stationary than Stalkers and Spellslingers. Matter of fact, they are. Most of their abilities require you to be stationary. So this is the starting area for the Aurans. It's kind of pretty. Very green. Lots of butterflies, yay. Just pouncing through the woods. Alright, so here's my first victim with my Esper. They use what's known as psi points, and they use focus. So psi points build up as you attack things, and then once they build up, you can go ahead and light off your bigger abilities, such as Mind Burst. Mind Burst is really cool. It creates this giant mental phoenix that attacks people. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this wolf here. So as you see, it tells me that I'm moving, so I can't attack. But now that I've got some psi points built up, I can go ahead and use my Bird of Doom, I like to call it. So Espers, like I said, they're long range, so they also do pretty high damage, and that's in order to kill things before they get to them. Oh, there's a space zombie right there for Matt, since I know he likes space zombies.
Challenge begins.
Oh, I found a challenge. I gotta go collect butterflies. Oh, got one. Gotta get 6 of them, apparently.
Challenge complete.
So Maddie Pants here is a scientist. She can scan different flora and fauna, and you know, she can learn those to put as decorations in her house. Eventually, she can also get materials from the crafting materials. She can set up. What's it called? The farming plots at various settlements so that people can just farm materials there without having to go out into the world. She can do all sorts of neat little stuff like that. So all the paths have effects that other people can benefit from. Like explorers can find open world events that only they can find, and then once they find it, it becomes an event that anyone playing can get in on. They can also find shortcuts from point A to point B. They can find observation points. They can find places where settlers can set up camp. Settlers can actually set up little bases where they've got stores and shops and level up places and buff items and all this other fun stuff. And soldiers, well, they get to basically create a war wherever they go, which is always kind of fun. So, and anyone can join into their little holdouts, they call them. So they can set up a holdout, create a group event, you get into it, and then you get increased XP and all that other fun stuff. So they all kind of come in handy, and they just give you another little dimension to play with. And here's a giant robotic tree. It's part of the quest line. Alright, so I'm going to flip back over to Cronin, and I'm going to kind of show you what housing looks like. Alright, so going back over to Cronin. Alright, so cool. Alright, so now I can go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and go to housing. Cronin's house really isn't all that tricked out, but it kind of gives you an idea of what the housing system kind of looks like. You can recall to your house from anywhere in the world if you want to, which is kind of fun. And whenever you're done at the house and you teleport back, you will go right back to the spot that you teleported from. Alright, so this is my housing plot right here. Pretty cool, huh? This is a daily buff board that you can get XP buffs, you can get money buffs, you can get all sorts of neat stuff. Here's a kiddie pool. This is one of the items that I found and just said, I want a kiddie pool on my property, so I put a kiddie pool on my property. This is my very modest little house right now. Inside of it, I've got a poster and a bed, I think. Let me see. Yes, I have a bed and a poster. Woohoo. Now that being said, if I want to, I can change out the finishes in here. I can change it to Chua Metal or Brown Plaster, Dominion Metal, Elden Exolab. So, you know, you can customize almost every single piece of your house here. For the trim, I can make it Orin, or I can make it a Dominion, or I can make it, you know, metal. For lighting, I can give it a Hellfire look. I can make it look like a dream. All fuzzy. I can make it cute. Make it neon for those disco parties. Do industrial, kind of hazy. Also, in my crate is what I've got, where I've got all of my items that I own. As you can see, I don't own a lot. But here's something that I've got. So with this, I can rotate it. I can move it around. And then I can place it. So there you go. I now have a giant cargo arm inside my living room. So that's just the inside of the house. Fairly simple stuff. But on the outside, I can build stuff. So here's all the various plots that I've got. See here, I want to put a crafting kiosk over there, simply because I want to be able to craft in my on my property. So as you can see, the magical wonders of the Protostar company comes up, and voila! Now I can visit my land and I can craft in peace without having a million people bothering me. So right now I've got a festival tier 1 here, which needs repair apparently. I'm going to just remove it, because I can put it back if I want to. But I think what I'm going to put here instead is a barbecue pit. Because come on, who doesn't need a barbecue pit, right? Now I'm going to put me a moonshiner place so I can brew beer. Now, some of these things actually give you access to various daily quests that you can do to get buffs, and minor rewards, and all that fun stuff.
Challenge begins.
Oh, there you go. So now, I've got to jump around and smash these grapes.
Challenge failed.
Ah, poo. Oh well, I failed. That's okay though. So anyway, this is your house. So this is just a basic house, and you can get bigger houses and all that other stuff. But just to kind of show you an example of some of the houses that you can get. I can make it dark stone. I can make it rounded stone. For my house itself, you won't be able to see a preview of it here, but off to the side you will. So that's a Granite house. That's a Draken house. A Chua house. And then you get the big houses like this. And you get this spaceship if you are a pre-order owner. So, anywho, that's just a quick little preview of WildStar for those of you that might not have seen it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Later.